multiplying radicals. Right? We're going to finish strong. This is the last quarter.
Multiplying radicals?
Sorry, where are the tissues?
Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off simple. If I have something like the square root of 5 times the square root of 50, okay? So you should be writing down the examples, okay? Square root of 5 times the square, yes? Multiplying radicals. Okay, so all we're going to do, everybody paid attention? All we're going to do is combine them, put them under one radical. Okay. So the square root of 5 times the square root of 50 is the square root of 5 times 50. Now, do not multiply this out. It's not wrong if you do, but it creates more work because we have to simplify this. So if I multiplied it out and got the square root of 250, in order to simplify it, I would have to factor it down. So we're doing extra work, right? We've already got a start on simplifying it. So at this point, what's going on, guys? At this point, we're going to factor down the 50. So we're going to do 5 times 10. Okay. And then what do we do with that? Okay. So we've got the square root of 5 times 5 times 5 times 2. So we take the pair. Anytime you have a pair, you take them out, right? So this becomes 5 times the square root of 5 times 2. Can't do anything with 5 times 2. So we just have 5 square root of 10. And that's our answer. Okay. Yes?
If you did 25 times 2, would you keep the 2 and then just perfect square root of 25?
Yes. Yep. There's lots of ways that we could approach that. Yes. Sam?
If the 5 goes like into it, could you just put the 5 and however many times it goes into it inside it's like a shortcut or no?
I'm not sure what you mean by going into it. What do you mean?
5 goes into 50 10 times.
Right. Okay. So at this point here, at this point we could take this pair out and just leave the 10 like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Let's look at another one. Let's look at the square root of 3. Oh, please stop it. Square root of 3 times 4 square root of 27. Okay. So the rule is combine your outside and combine your insides. Okay. So the 4 is outside. So we're going to leave that outside. There's an assumed 1 right here. So 4 times 1 is 4. And then on the inside, we're going to combine those. 3 times 27. So group everything that's on the outside, group that together, and then group everything that's on the inside. So we've got 27, so that's going to be 3 times 9. Okay. We're going to take these 3's out. So now I've got 4 times 3 square root of 9. Najee? Okay. So now we're going to take the square root of 9, which is what?
3.
3. So everything inside's gone on this one.
Oh, even if there's two pairs. Oh, no matter what, there's two pairs of threes. You still got two.
So now we're going to combine what's outside. So we've got 4 times 3 times 3. That's 36.
Oh, so I see that.
Okay.
That's easy.
Okay. Questions on that? All right, let's do another one. Let's do the square root of 5 times 4 plus 3 root 15. Okay. So what do you think we have to do with this one?
The inside part.
We're going to distribute. We're going to distribute. Okay.
5.
So we're going to do, I'm going to write it out. We're going to do 4 times the square root of 5 plus 3 root 15 times the square root of 5. Okay, so we distribute it. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and simplify. So I can't do anything here. This is just 4 root 5. But then here I have 3 root 15 times 5. Combine what's inside.
How did that 5? No, how did that 4 migrate from the parentheses to the outside?
We distribute it. Square root of 5 times 4. So I wrote it like that on purpose because, so basically what it is the square root of 5 times 4, like that. But we don't want to put the 4 at the end. We always want to put it in the beginning because sometimes that gets confusing with this. Right? So I don't want to have the 4 outside like that. I want to bring the 4 to the inside like this.
Well, if the 4 was inside, you could still do it, right? Because you could do 2 and 2.
No, it'd be something different because this 4 is not inside the radical. This 4 is outside the radical.
You just put 7 on the outside. You put 15 times 5 on the inside.
We didn't do that part yet.
No, I'm just talking about like 4 plus 3.
Not yet. Nope, not yet.
Oh my God.
Okay. So at this point, all I've done is distribute. Okay. All I've done is distribute. So 4 times the square root of 5 plus, now we're going to do square root of 5 there. 3 square root of 15 times the square root of 5. Okay. All right. Now let's work on what's inside here. We have 4 root 5 plus 3. Now we're going to factor the 15. 3 times 5. Okay. Then what?
You take the pairs and put it to the outside.
Take the pairs and bring them to the outside. So we've got 4 root 5 plus, we bring that 5 to the outside, and we're left with the 3 on the inside. So we have 4 root 5 plus 15 root 3. And that's our answer.
You don't add them together.
You cannot add them together. It's kind of like if you have 4x plus 15y, they're not like terms. Since these are different radicals, you can't add them together.
But if they're the same radical, you can.
Yes, exactly.
How do you know if they're the same radical?
If it's the same number. So if it's like the square root of 5, or if they're both the square root of 5, or if they're both the square root of 3. Okay. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's do, how about this one? The square root of 15 times the square root of 2 plus the square root of 6. Okay, we're going to distribute again. So we're going to do the square root of 15 15 times the square root of 2 plus, we're going to distribute again, the square root of 15 times the square root of 6. Okay. So here we have the square root of 15 times 2 plus the square root of 15 times 6. Everybody okay with that so far? Okay, so now we need to simplify. So we're going to factor the 15. So that's going to be the square root of 5 times 3 times 2. And here we're going to factor. So this is going to be 5 times 3 times 3 times 2. Okay. How about the first one? What can we do with that? Anything? Nothing. So this is just going to be the square root of 30 plus. Next one, what do we do?
3.
Take the 3. Good. 3 square root of
5 times 2.
10. And we're done. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Right? Okay, let's do. Okay, here's a harder one. We don't want you to get bored. Let's do negative root 6 times 2 root 2 minus 4 root 3. Okay. So once again, we're going to distribute. So I have negative root 6 times 2 root 2 plus, I'm going to distribute over here, negative root 6 times negative 4 root 3.
Does the negative make everything become negative when you multiply? Like when the 6 goes inside, it'd be 2 times 2 minus 6, right? Like you combine it, you're going to combine the negative 6 and the 2.
Let me work through it, and if you still have a question after I work through it, we'll try and answer it, okay? Okay, so this negative means that it's a negative 1 right here, okay? So when we multiply this is going to become negative 1, right? We do the outsides together and the insides together. So negative 1 times 2, and then the square root of 6 times 2, right? We put the outsides together, so we have a negative 1 and a 2. That's on the outside. And on the inside, we have a 6 and a 2, okay? Now we've got plus. Here's the outside again. Negative 1, negative 4. They're both on the outside. So we multiply them together. Negative 1 times negative 4. And then on the inside, we have 6 times 3. Everybody with me? Okay, so this gives me negative 2 square root of 6. I'm going to do that as 3 times 2 times 2 plus, now what's negative 1 times negative 4?
Positive 4.
Okay, and then we've got the square root of 2 times 3 times 3. Question so far? Did that kind of answer your question, D'Angelo? Okay. All right, so what happens now?
Bring the pairs out?
Yeah, bring the pairs out. 2's are going to come out. So I have negative 2 times 2, square root of 3 left inside. And then here we'll take our 3's out. So I have 4 times 3, and the 2 is left inside. So we have negative 8 root 3 plus 12 root 2. And we're done. I'm sorry, 4. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Here's another one. 3 plus 5 root 3 times 4 plus the square root of 3. What makes this one different?
You're adding some stuff to the outside.
And multiplying by each other.
There's nothing to distribute.
Well, if you notice these, right, there was only one term outside, right? One term times 2 terms. Right here, there's only one term. Now I've got 2 times 2. This is a binomial. Now I have a binomial times a binomial. So we're still distributing. Do you remember what that's actually called when we do that? Binomial times a binomial? Starts with an F?
Factoring.
Foil. Foil. Right? We're still distributing, but it's called foiling. So we're going to do first times the first. So we get 3 times 4 plus, right, now we're going to do the outer. 3 times the square root of 3 plus the inner, which is going to be 5 root 3 times 4 plus the last, which gives me 5 root 3 times root 3.
Couldn't you just do it as 5 root 3 times 3?
No, because it's not 5 root 3 times 3. It's 5 root 3 times root 3. We're going to do that. Okay. Okay, so we know 3 times 4. We know that's 12. Plus, now this 3 times the square root of 3, we can't do anything with that. That's just 3 root 3. Okay. How about this next one?
You could do 5 times 4.
5 times 4. So we have 20 root 3 plus, okay, now we've got 5 times the square root of 3 times 3. Okay, we can bring the 3's out. Now this leads me to just a shortcut, right? Anytime we have a radical being multiplied by itself, all that does is eliminate the radical. So this just becomes 3. If I had the square root of 21 times the square root of 21, that equals 21. Okay, that's our shortcut. If we have a radical multiplied by itself, we can just remove the radical. Okay. Okay, so now we have.
How did you get 20?
I did the 5 times 4.
Okay.
So this becomes 5 times 3, right? Which is 15. Okay. Okay, now we need to combine like terms.
Okay,
12 and 15 is 27. Okay.
Same radicals.
Now, yes, these are the same radical. I have 3 of those root 3's, and I'm adding 20 more, so I have 23 of the root 3's.
Oh, snap.
And we're done.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Okay. Okay, let's do another one.
If there's 2 3's, doesn't that become a pair?
That became a pair, so I brought the 3 out, and then 5 times 3 is 15.
No, on the green part.
No, because we're adding.
You're not.
When you multiply, you would put, if it was 3 root 3 times 20 root 3, then we would multiply what's outside, and we would multiply what's inside.
Oh.
Okay, but this is adding, so we can't do that. Okay, let's do, Let's do the square root of 5 minus 3 root 3 times 4 root 4 minus root 3. Okay, you guys are really getting on my nerves. Jacob, you're very patient. All right, so let's do this one. So we're going to FOIL. And so I've got the square root of 5 times 4 root 4. And then we're going to do plus the square root of 5 times negative root 3. Plus negative 3 root 3 times 4 root 4. Plus, to the last one, negative 3 root 3 times negative root 3. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting somebody to say something as I was writing this out. Did anybody see it?
Negative.
3. This don't make no sense, man. Is it 5 parentheses? And the last parentheses.
What is it? There's something here that I could have done. Leilani.
The negative, the 5.
No, there was something I could have done.
The
3 and
4,
3 and the 4 and
the
4.
4 and the 4. Remember you said that there was a.
No,
Oh, no, never mind. I was getting somewhere. Though.
you were getting somewhere.
Is it in the 4th parenthesis? I was getting the
It has to do with.
You can combine them and you could just.
It has to do with.
You can take it
You
out.
can take it out. Just have it as 4.
What's the square root of 4?
4. I mean 2.
Lock in.
Okay. So we've got the square root of 5 times. Now what happens if square root of 4 is what? Is 2. So this becomes 4 times 2. Becomes 8.
Oh.
4, right?
It's very cold over here.
That's too bad. You were too much of a distraction over there. Okay, so then we've got plus. All right, now what happens here? Square root of 5 times negative square root of 3
You just combine it.
becomes negative square root of
5 times 3.
5 times 3 plus.
No, you can't combine them when you add them, right? That's the only time you do it.
Right.
Good job, man.
So we've got negative 3 root 3 times, what's this equal? 4 root 4? 8. Right? Plus, now we've got a negative times a negative, which is a positive. There you go.
You can't take the bear out.
Okay.
And you can take the pair out. Good job, Najee.
Okay.
Didn't you need to sit there for
So here we've got 8 root 5 minus, because it's plus negative, the square root of 15 minus
negative
24 square root of 3
plus.
plus. Right, we're bringing these 3's out, so that becomes 9. And we cannot simplify anymore, so that is our answer. We cannot combine any of our like terms.
Yes, you can.
Okay?
How are you gonna sell her? How are you gonna sell her?
Can't you do the 9?
No.
9 and what?
3 times 3, and then you can take the pair out. What are you talking about? The 9, because 3 plus.
Yo, just stop, bro. Just stop, bro.
Never mind. I just need to add to that.
Yes, Jake.
What happened to the other three?
Which one? Where are we talking? Right here?
Yeah.
So these threes came out, so we ended up with a 3 times 3 because these threes came out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so we have a worksheet in Google Classroom I want you to work on. Okay, it needs to be quiet. Okay.